In 1910, Halley's Comet returned. Everybody thought they were going to die then.
I know you guys are probably going to give me a ticket or something, but I am really glad to see you.
It is Friday, all you creepy people. Welcome back to VHS Reanimated. I am Creepy Gil, and I'm here each week to recommend a horror movie that we're going to breathe a little bit of life back into. Have you seen Night of the Comet? End of the world apocalypse movie that features very little doom and gloom. The main characters in this movie, two sisters, seem to accept and get over being the only people left on Earth super friggin' quickly. And I love it.
So, did you make it with him last night?
Jesus, that was bugging you.
That's no answer, man.
No, I didn't make it with him last night. Why are you so weirded out?
Oh, right, Reg. Why should I be weirded out? My sister, who swiped every guy I ever had my eye on, has now swiped the last guy in the whole freaked out world.
This is just a high energy, almost a comedy, although they do deal with some drama and some feelings and some betrayal. They're in such a friggin' good mood and super happy, and they make the apocalypse look like the most fun. They ride motorcycles, they ride cars, they go shopping. There is an extended shopping scene montage set to a Cyndi Lauper track that just makes me wish the world ended where I am. Let's back things up a little bit. Okay, so this movie starts off with two sisters. One is named Regina, and she works at a movie theater, and her creepy boyfriend just wants her to spend the night with him inside the projection room.
So what do you say? I'll give you $15?
Are you kidding? We spend the night in here, we end up making it, and you give me $15? Do you know what that makes me look like?
Reggie, I'm not giving you $15 for making it with me.
Okay, well, just so we have that straight, okay?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you'd be worth a lot more than $15. Everybody.
And her sister's on the other side of town at like a family get-together, being physically assaulted by her mother.
You were born with an asshole, Doris. You don't need chalk.
Each of them spends a night in a metal container by total coincidence. The projection room is metal. I'm not sure if that's commonplace for every theater projection booth, but in this movie, one sister spends a night in the projection booth, it's made of metal. The other sister gets beaten and abused by her parents and spends a night in a shed. And, okay, wait. I totally forgot about the part that there's a giant comet crossing near Earth orbit. Major plot point. It may be mentioned in the title of the film. It is such a major plot point. So every like 100 million years or something, this giant comet flies by Earth really nearby, and everybody in the world except these two sisters want to go outside and watch the comet fly by, and they get like comet view glasses and have a big like midnight party or whatever they do. And then there's this other group of scientists that do some like correlations and math and sciencey nerdy crap, and they realize that the last time this comet went by was about the same time all the dinosaurs went extinct. So they err on the side of caution like a bunch of nerdy scientists and trap themselves in an underground bunker. So, what do you know? This comet sprays this red dust all through the Earth's atmosphere that turns everybody exposed to the dust into dust. Wow, who saw that coming? So both girls wake up in the morning and everyone in the entire world is turned to dust except for them. So yeah, like I said in the really enthusiastic intro, at first they're a little, hey, what the heck's going on? And then they get over it pretty damn quick and they have a great time. We learned that not everyone was immediately turned to dust. Some people that were only partially exposed to the dust in the atmosphere. This is going to be the world record for the most dust in a goddamn movie review. So some people that were only partially exposed to the dust turn into like a zombie, and this zombie is got like a few days left before they turn to dust. It's like they're in almost dust mode, but until they turn to dust they're a zombie. Whatever. So they have to dodge a few zombies, but this is not like a Night of the Living Dead kind of deal. There's like 4 zombies in this whole town. Like, they're pretty much fine. When they're hanging out in the mall, they run into like a bunch of survivors that are in the process of turning from human to zombie. I guess that's step A. Human to zombie to pile of dust. So they're still in like a human form, but getting a little bit more monstrous. And they have like a showdown in the mall, but that's like halfway through the movie. That's not your climax or anything. That's just getting the ball rolling. Lots of other sweet stuff happens in this flick, including gunfights, like I said, the motorcycles, and they eventually run into the scientists that have been trapped in a bunker or hiding in a bunker, and we get to unravel what that all is about.
I mean, look at this stuff that we have. Look at this skirt.
It's ironic. Of all the great minds of the world, all the great intellects, who should survive? Or almost survive?
My favorite part? Cool animation. Favorite part of this movie? I think it would have to be the montage in the mall. Girls just want to have fun blaring. These 2 cool girls just trying on different clothes, bopping around. Nothing can bother them. And it's like a really long, it's almost the full length of this song. Like they explore every minute of this mall. It's pretty sweet. If I was trapped in a zombie apocalypse, Night of the Comet situation, I'd prefer a convenience store to a mall. I think a convenience store involves less walking around, which is ideal for me. There's more snacks and junk food, which is ideal to me. And less clothes. I don't really care about clothing. I'm not going to try on any outfits. I wear the same t-shirt and pants every single day. But imagine all the Snickers bars and bags of chips I'd eat. Oh, end of the world. You better believe that ice cream, that's all happening.
Where are the kids? It's Saturday morning. Where are the goddamn kids?
One more thing. Not technically a part, but I gotta give some shout outs to the cinematographer. This movie is beautiful. I love the red skies. I don't think I'll give many shout outs to the cinematographer in this series because the 1980s horror genre as a whole is a pretty much get what you get. Low budget, just aim for who's talking, and fingers crossed it's gonna develop. But wow, this movie is so cool looking. I love all the red skies. I love the red tints. I love the barren landscapes and the abandoned metropolis. The soundtrack is also amazing. Everything is just like a little bopping, banging. Yeah, we're having our end of the world party. Teenagers are taking over. I think I'm gonna officially go on record and declare my love for Regina, or Reg as she likes to be called by her friends in this movie. I think I'm her friend. Me and Reg have a lot in common. Both hella good at video games. Both she has really great hair. She probably smells really nice. She's got so much confidence. Just a all-around strong, independent woman. Maybe we don't have a lot in common, but I can still have a giant crush on Reg.
Great. See, this is the problem with these things. Daddy would have gotten us Uzis.
Sister, yeah, she's okay. This is a new segment I want to add in. Tad bit sucks. I'm aware that some of these older movies, although I love them and I think there's so much to celebrate, they're not always perfect. So instead of giving these all 100% smack you in the face reviews, I'm gonna, we're not gonna hide the warts. Something about this movie that I don't totally love and I could say tad bit sucks is, like I mentioned earlier, the showdown with the dudes in the mall happens really early. It's like halfway point. And then there's like another full half of the movie involving the scientists. And I feel like that half just kind of drags, which is kind of meh. I remember when I saw Room, that's a more modern movie about this mom and this kid that are like hostages and they live in a shed. And I'm like, they're like, growing up, they never leave the shed. And maybe like 20 minutes into that movie, I was like, you know what would be a cool movie? If they got out of the shed and we saw what their life was like after living their whole life in a shed, and then they got out and we got to see like how do they adjust. Like that'd be a cooler movie. And then bam, they get out of the shed and that's actually what the movie's about. And I was pleasantly surprised. In this case, I don't really want to see another 40 minutes of what happens when the scientists find these two girls and do the experiments and try to find a cure. Like that, way too much of that. That should have been the last 5 minutes. They get saved and we, develop a new cure, blah, blah, blah. But that's not what happens. We get a good, and it's not all bad. Some cool twists happen. Some unexpected heel turns, some returns from characters you thought were gone. Like, it's not all bad. It's just like there's a lot of these scientists find them and do a whole bunch of nerdy scientist stuff. I guess I'm just showing my colors here. I don't give a crap about science.
You said no shots.
This isn't a shot, sweetheart. You'll just giggle, and then you'll feel a little sleepy. That's right. And when you wake up, do you know where you'll be?
Where?
With Santa Claus at the North Pole. In fact, you'll live with Santa Claus for the rest of your life.
Okay, so let's wrap this up. Night of the Comet. Two super cool girls. End of the world. What would you do? They do what you expect. They go to the frickin' mall and have a good time. You think at first they're just kind of ditzy valley girls, but then we get to see some of their sisterly, back and forth, a bit of a feud, but they're sisters and they love each other and they get over it and they've accepted and they're just gonna move on and start, chapter 2. Chapter 1, we were just kind of duds, maybe a little bit slutty valley girls, hanging out with boys in projector rooms, even though that guy was totally creepy and lame. And now phase 2 of my life is Queen of Earth.
This is Samantha Belmont, 1/3 owner of the Greater Los Angeles Basin.
Everyone else is dead and I'm not dust like the rest. I'm gonna rip around on my motorcycle and blow dust all into the air because it doesn't bother me and I don't give a crap.
What will you give me if I come back?
Texas?
That was Night of the Comet in a nutshell. I'll be back again next week. I'm Creepy Gil. This is VHS Reanimated. And remember, rewind or die.